Good morning, guys. Unfrequented World, and today I'm going to do a video of something I hadn't planned on doing, and that's 4K. I'm a little annoyed. I'm an early adopter for everything, and this time I told myself I am not going to adopt to 4K. No client of mine has ever asked for it. It's impossible to render that stuff, and I'm just not going to do it. Well, this year everything has been upgraded throughout the house slowly. The computer, the home network. And Black Friday prices this weekend were fantastic, so I thought, yay, I'm going to buy a 60-inch Sony 4K TV, and I'm going to be absolutely wowed and blown away. And in one regard, I kind of am. It looks great. The 4K content looks fantastic. The problem is, you can't get any 4K content. There's a little bit of stuff you can stream. If you have Netflix or YouTube, you can stream some stuff. But I've had nothing but problems with this since buying the TV yesterday, and I'm really rather disappointed. It's kind of like the HD revolution was 10 years ago, only worse. Let's talk about some misconceptions here, guys. I own a PlayStation 4. They sell 4K Blu-rays. You would assume that you're going to be able to buy a 4K Blu-ray, pop it in your PlayStation, and play 4K content. No, you can't. Why is that? They released a PlayStation 4 Pro. And then from what I'm hearing online, you can't even play these 4K Blu-rays on PlayStation 4 Pro. So I guess we're all supposed to go out and buy new 4K Blu-ray players, standalone players, just to watch the 4K content. Color on this new TV. I'm running a 60-inch Sony 690E or something, whatever the model is. I've owned a 46-inch LED Sony for 9 years. I love it. It's been fantastic. I have no complaints about it. That's why I bought this new 60-inch Sony. I can sit over there at my computer desk, which is 7 feet away from the couch, and watch my shows, and they look relatively the same. This new TV, not a chance. And the only place in the living room that the color looks the way it should is directly in front of the TV. I'm sitting on the couch with an empty spot on each side of me, and if I move to either of those spots, the TV starts turning green. Move over one spot and it starts to fade out. And we've only moved over 1.5 feet on the couch. Move back over and it starts to get warmer and back to normal color. I don't know if you can see that on the phone. But when I move over here to the computer, this is the part that really annoys me. The color, I don't know if you can see that. This is nice and warm. I mean, it's all blown out from the phone, so disregard that. But look at the color. That thing is green. And to the human eye, it's not even close to what it should look like. It's absolutely frustrating. Let's talk about compatibility for a second. I had issues for a couple of hours last night. Couldn't figure out why my computer would not send a 4K resolution signal out to the TV. And that's because I'm running everything through an amp. Down here on the bottom I have a, it's probably 4-year-old Yamaha receiver, which has all HDMI inputs on it. And I run all of my devices into the receiver, and then one cable goes out to the TV to provide picture. Can't do that with this setup because 4K will not pass through the tuner, so guy has to go buy a new tuner now to be compatible with his TV. I did upgrade my computer this year, and I'm running a brand new Ryzen 7 top of the line, well, as top of the line as you can get, system, 8-core processor, and $800 video card. When I go to import 4K footage from my drone, guys, it takes, proxy files have to be created with the software because the 4K files are so big, the computer says, I can't handle these, even though it's a top of the line computer, we can't edit in real time. It says, I've got to make a smaller file to reference, and you can edit those, and then I'll make the changes to your original file. Those are called proxy files. Well, those take time to create. So every 8-minute piece of footage that I take off the drone and put on here, it takes about between 4 and 6 minutes for it to create this file before I can even start working on them. So again, it slows down your work flow. And this is with a brand new $2,500 computer that I built this year. So if you haven't done that, you are not going to be able to edit 4K footage. Home network. I also updated the home network to an 1800 whatever super high fast system, okay? I guess we are pretty tech savvy here. We've got about 15 devices connected. I'm not even attempting to hook wireless up to the TV. It's not going to happen. Along with that comes the problem of living in Northern Ontario, Canada, where I can't get fibe where I live. So I'm stuck with my 1080p receivers through Bell. And I'll tell you guys, I plugged the TV in yesterday, and the guide, when it popped up right away, I was like, oh, it's not clear and sharp. And with a 60-inch TV, you notice every deficiency. I was watching the Grey Cup last night. Every time a camera went out of focus on a player or something like that, you notice it because the TV is so big and shows so much definition, and the 1080 just doesn't cut it. So it's almost like years ago when my dad came over and saw that I had switched to HD, and he said, wow, your standard channels, they don't look very good on your new TV. My old CRT TV looks way better than that. And he was absolutely right. Standard channels on a flat screen TV look like crap. Well, when you get a big enough 4K TV, high definition channels look like crap. Bandwidth. We are not unlimited here. We pay for like 200 gigabytes a month, something like that. It's not that cheap. It's 80 some bucks for 200 gigabytes. That's what they do to us here in the north. If you don't have TV and internet through the same company, they double the price of one service versus the other. Don't even get me started. That's a whole nother video. Try downloading 4K. See how far you get in a month with that. If you watch an hour of 4K, you're probably looking at over 3 gigs or 3 to 4 gigs for 1 hour of streaming. So again, if you're not unlimited, don't go 4K, guys. It's not all bad. There is one thing the new TV does, which is fantastic, and that is Cinemotion and motion blur. So we watched a couple Blu-rays yesterday, and honestly, they do look better than the old TV. The TV does an interpolation where it smooths out the motion, so you get a nice, it's almost like a 3D effect. It looks good on some things, but some other shows it makes it look like, they call it soap opera effect. Everything looks like a British soap opera, so whether you're watching a Hollywood movie or an actual show on TV, the motion, it takes you a while to get used to it. So, but the Blu-rays that we watched yesterday do look fantastic. So would I do it again after Black Friday yesterday? I don't know. $700. I have a nice 60-inch TV for gaming. I'm assuming the gaming is going to look amazing. But there's a lot of hassles you got to remember that goes with this, guys. Just like if you went through the HD revolution 10 years ago, you're going to have to go through the same thing again. The upgrade really wasn't worth it. My other TV hadn't died. I promised I'd give it to my brother, so he's getting my TV that I like, and I'm going to be stuck with this. Take my advice, guys. Unless it's something you absolutely just need to play with, the world is not ready for 4K.